can have it all. I can have it all.
Hello everybody, it's Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And as you can see, I have a very beautiful, radiant, lovely woman next to me. Her name is Rikka Zimmerman. Rika is one of the most kindest and gentle and loving people that I think I've ever crossed paths with on this planet. And she's one of them. She's in the top 5 for sure. And she's just amazing. So Rika, I'm so happy that you're on the show today.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Christy, for having me. I'm so excited to be with each and every one of you and bring you more into your heart and more into the love that you are.
Awesome. Well, let me give a little kind of, bio on you, and then we'll get into it because I know you have so much to share on the topic of self-love, which is so important. So Rika is a global leader in consciousness. She's the creator of Adventure in Oneness, an acclaimed international speaker who empowers people to know they are the catalyst for bringing about transformation for themselves and the planet. Propelled by her unbounded love for humanity, Rika travels the world and works with thousands of people, radiating a vibration of joy, peace, possibility, and oneness in all that she does. That is so completely for sure, Rika. Oh my God. Rika founded Adventure in Oneness, and which includes in-person live retreats, live streaming events, telesummits, teleclasses, and a vibrant, growing membership site. Her light is a beacon of inspiration, inviting each person on the planet to remember, embrace, and be the magnificent, unique expression of the divine that they were born to be. So once again, welcome. I'm so happy you're here.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and thank you everybody for taking time out of your day to join us.
Absolutely.
To open up to more expansion, more possibilities, more magic, more love in your life. It's beautiful that you guys are here giving this time to you. It's an important gift.
Thank you for acknowledging them, for doing that, because a lot of the people that I call my family, they're in the community. I mean, they are dedicated and they watch these Quantum Success shows every single Monday. And if they don't get to it on a Monday, they watch it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but they are always watching and receiving the information and inspiration. And so it is a great time to congratulate everybody and acknowledge everybody for doing that. So thank you for that reminder, Rika.
Yeah.
See, she's so awesome. So I've known you for years, and you just recently went through an amazing journey. So I would just love for you to share your experience of what you just been through, because Rika is a survivor of stage 4 melanoma cancer, which is just, talk about incredible healing that you've given to yourself. So how did you heal from this? Because I know there are a lot of people that have things that they, ill health in their life, and cancer, stage 4 cancer is not something minor. So how did you do this?
Well, I found out, in May of last year that I had stage 4 cancer, and I thought they were somebody else's scans. I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm so full of joy and love, and excuse me, what are you talking about? And they're like, no, these are actually yours. You have, 7 brain tumors in your head, neck, lungs. One was the size of 2 golf balls. Colon, liver, basically you're riddled with cancer. You have about 5 pounds of cancer, and you only weigh about 115 pounds. So you're almost like 4% cancer. With some people have like 4% body fat.
I like to meet them.
4%, I know, right? 4% cancer. So it was really one of those journeys in your life where everything stops and everything comes to a halt, and everything that is important you're really faced with. Being faced with not being here and having your life taken away, it brings you into so much clarity about what you're actually here to be, what you're here to express, what you're here to deliver, what you're here to bring into the world. And it also cuts out all of the other BS. Like, the stuff that doesn't matter, you just completely eliminate from your consciousness. You go, you know what? Like, all of this stuff, if I'm not fully loving in this department, or if I'm having a problem with this, or if I think that I need to be, fix this, or all of the things that don't matter, you just go, you know what? None of this matters. And you begin to realize that the only thing that has ever mattered, ever, ever, ever in your life is love. Mm. And you really go, oh my God, like, God, will you let me live so that I can love? Like, that becomes your whole North Star, like your whole soul's journey. That's like your true north. It's the thing that you wake up every day and you go, oh my God, I get to love. Because when life is being taken away from you, what are you thinking? Are you thinking about, wow, I really should have taken this other job, or like I should have worked a lot harder and gotten a bigger house? Or are you going, how much have I loved? And how much have I let myself love? And how much have I let myself be loved? And really, those are your three questions, right? It's all about your love expression, your love expansion, and your love receiving. It's an amazing thing to face that. I'm really grateful that I got to die while I was alive.
Yeah, and you know what I really want to say to you, that I just gained so much I had so much respect for you before, but while you were going through your period of healing, I know that you wouldn't talk to a lot of people, and you wouldn't even describe like what your situation was, because you stayed completely focused on the fact that you had to, like you said, focus on love. I have to focus on healing myself, self-love, and I don't want to even start talking about. Most people get into their stories. Oh, let me tell you about my cancer. And then they stay in that. And then that's what ultimately leads to their demise, because they're so focused on what they don't want. And in this case, what was really happening with you. And you were like, no, that's not going to be my reality. I'm going to fight. And the way I'm going to fight is I'm going to do it with self-love. And yeah.
And it really... it's an interesting thing, because I don't know if any of you guys have ever gone through a terminal diagnosis or something, but your first thing is your little one is like, I don't want to tell anybody. Like, you feel that, I'm ashamed of being sick, and what did I do wrong to deserve this? And, am I bad, and is God punishing me? Like, your little one goes through all of these layers of like, God, why are you betraying me? Like, I've been working for you. Why are you taking away my life? And so you go through all these layers. Your little one, or your human self, is really processing all of the layers of separation, having to do with life and death and love, and it's an intense journey. It's an intense journey. At the beginning, you're like, I don't want to tell anyone, and I'm like, sweetheart, I'm talking to my little one, because I have these. I actually feel like there are two selves. There's a divine self and a human self.
Yes,
and your human self is where all of the fear and the anger and the sadness and the grief and all the places where you don't love yourself yet. And your divine self is just pure infinite love. It's just living with God. So I step into my divine self and I start talking to my little one who doesn't want to tell anybody I have cancer. And I'm like, sweetheart, if we go down this path where you do this alone, you're going to die. This isn't meant to be something where you don't let any love in. This is meant to be something where you let the world know, and you allow the entire world to love you and support you and send you cards and send you letters, and like, you need to let everyone in, or else you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a vulnerable making moment, right, where you want to run and hide, and yet you're actually going to open your heart and expose yourself and expose everything that you're going through to the world and say, all right, will you guys help me through it? And there's something really amazing about having the world fight for your life. Like, it brought me to tears every morning, every day, to get a card in the mail, to get, an email, to get a prayer, to find out that somebody's having a prayer circle. I was like, all of these people all over the world are actually praying for me in my life. Like, and letting that in and letting them love me that much allowed me to love me even more. Like, look at like the contribution that you are to people's lives. Like, they're taking time out of their lives to pray for you, for your life, because you're such a gift to them. It's like, I mean, or even now, it just brings me into such a state of humbleness to be able to be alive. Like, be alive, be conduit of love, be a conduit of life. It's like, oh my God, like, wow.
Well, that's it. I think we take our lives, the divine that pulses through us and that woke us up this morning and is allowing us to have this conversation or letting us watch this video. I think we take that so for granted because the fact that we have our daily personality lives to deal with. We've got to raise the kids, they need a bath, or we've got to run the business, we've got to pay the bills, or we got to do the job. There's all these do things in this personality life that if we are not aware enough, we disconnect with that truth of who we really are. And that becomes the filter which we think life is about, and we forget. We really do forget. We forget who we are and why we're here, and then it's not about paying bills. It's not about, do you want all the get running here and running there and getting this and getting that, and when it really comes down to it.
And how precious life is. Like, that we woke up this morning, like 4 trillion things had to go right.
Wow.
Every cell had to communicate. Your pancreas had to work, your heart had to work, your lungs had, there's a trillion things that had to actually go right for us to actually take that breath of God, that breath of life. Mm. And that's the other thing that gets brought to the forefront in such a beautiful way, is that when life is going to be taken away from you, you go, oh my God, it is this sacred and holy gift. Yeah. Like, that I get to be here, that we get to be here together in this moment is absolute magic. It's such a massive gift that it felt like through the whole process I kept opening my heart to more and more and more of it, and it was like, I can't let enough of it in, that would be my prayer, can I open my heart enough to actually realize the gift that life is, and to actually let myself, it's such a big gift. I've written so many songs just to try to scratch the surface of how enormous it is that we actually get to live, we get to live as a representative of God or love. We get to do that. What a gift, and an infinite gift from God that we actually get to do that, and we get to have love inside of us. Yeah. We get to have God inside of us. We're not separate from the Creator. That energy is pulsing through us. That love is pulsing through us. And we get to express that love. What? And we get to create with that love? Oh my God. And then we get to interact with that love? Holy, wonderful heaven on earth. Are you kidding? This is our life? This, and it brings you into such clarity about that. And you also look at all these places where I haven't been truly living that. Yeah. And you really go through a mourning process of letting go of everywhere you haven't truly been living, and you begin stepping into it in such a degree, because when the doctors say, hey, you might only have 8 weeks to live, every day is the last one. It's you don't know. We don't know. And the truth is, you're right, we don't know. We don't. And it doesn't matter if you have another 30 years or 10 months or how long. It's every single day of our lives is different. We may do, some people may feel like they're in a rut. They go to the same job. They're in the same marriage. They may do the same things. But truly, when you look at it from a different perspective, your day will never be the same as it ever was before. Nor will it ever be in the future. Yeah. Ever. Yeah. And, who would we have to be in order to not regret any moment? Exactly. When we don't love fully, we end up having that feeling of, God, I didn't really show up, right? But if we wake up every day and go, you know what, this is the last day of my life. And if this was the last day of my life, who would I be? What conversations would I have? Would I reach over and tell my husband that I am so grateful for him, and I love having him in my life? And would I be different with the kids? Would I, even in the chaos, would you see through to just the enormous gift that they've been, and just break open in every moment your heart even further and further to actually embody this gift of life that we've been given? Absolutely. It changes your whole perspective. Absolutely.
I could only imagine what you are experiencing on the level of consciousness that you have expanded and awareness that you've expanded into because of your life-changing situation, and what's the trajectory of your life because of that.
Oh my God, totally. Like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, expressing my heart is now like full open. Like, I'm like, hey, if you're with me, you're in me. You know, like, it's like, there's no like holding back. I'm like writing tons of songs, and I'm planning all these concerts for next year. And I'm like, my heart and my direction of my heart is like full blown. That's the only place I'm going. It's just like,
I love it, Rika.
Right? Nothing else exists. Nothing else is important. Like, at the end of our lives, is it, how many numbers are in your bank account? Or is it how much stuff you did? Or how clean your house was? Or how much you analyzed, whatever? Or is it actually that embodiment of love? That, oh my God, I loved fully. Like, oh my God, I lived every moment. Like, I cannot regret a moment because I was so there, so present, so breathing it in, so like embracing every bit of God and every bit of life so fully that like that is a sacred and holy life. Like, that is the life of self-love. And when you're doing that too, it's like you are embodying this vibration of love that includes everyone and everything. So every interaction, you're interacting with a part of you. And you're allowing that love, that full infinite expression and giving of love, to be part of your interaction with every part of you. So it really becomes, self-love, people have ideas like, oh yeah, I give myself a bubble bath and I get a massage and, I totally love myself. And it's like, well, do you love everything and everyone? Do you love every part of life? Because if you don't, you're not fully in love with you.
Well, let's talk about that because, I think some people have a hard time with self-like, let alone self-love. So, that's like, I don't even like these parts of myself, let alone love these parts of myself. So what does embodying self-love mean to you?
It is a vibrational state of being where everything and everyone is actually included in you. So right now, let's kind of bring you into some of the aspects of this so that you guys can begin to feel and begin to open and begin to see like, oh, okay, it's a different thing. So right now, let's just feel our feet on the floor and just take a deep breath, kind of grounding our bodies into the earth, releasing your day, just releasing everything you think you are. And we're just kind of begin to vibrationally connect you with this embodiment of self-love. So you can kind of feel the difference maybe between that and maybe what you thought it was. And let's bring our awareness up and just feel into the lightest, highest vibration of love that you can find. We can ask the universe, source, God, the angels, just to come into your experience and just bring that full embodiment of love. Let's just take a deep breath, breathing that into our bodies. There you go. And allow your heart to expand. And allow your energy to expand. Allow your being to expand. Expand out into love, as big as the city block that you're in. There you go. Now as big as the city that you're in, just feeling your being going out in love. Your heart going out that big. There you go. Yeah, as big as a state. Just allow your heart to expand. And now as big as the continent and the world. And so just allow your heart and your spirit and your being. There we go. So you can feel that as you expand out in love, there's really no place where you are not. Like, you are love everywhere. So feel how the entire world is actually inside of you. Every person is actually inside of you. They're all a part of you. And the truth is, we are all on the same journey of bringing our little one, our human self, all the fear, all the sadness, all the separation into love. We're all on that same journey. So everything that's within your being, the entire world, has been on the same journey that you're on. They're just an aspect of you. It's not like, oh, there's somebody else and I don't want to get their energy. They're a part of you. They're just an energetic reflection of something that's inside of you, a journey you've already been on. So would you allow yourself to include them in your being, include them in your experience? And would you allow yourself to offer them the love of God that comes through you. It's like, hey, the love of God is infinite. There's no end to the source. It is an infinitely gifting energy that comes through you. So feel yourself just opening your heart and allowing that energy of that gifting love just to come through you, and just offer that love to the entire world. Like, hey, no big deal. They're all a part of me. It's all inside of me, and it's all love. So this is beginning to open you to the experience of what it's like to actually be in love. Because when you love every part of yourself, you actually love every part of your experience, every part of life, and everything and everyone. They're all included in that love. Now, you've probably been trained that love means that you have to do something. That's not true. Love is a state of being. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that you have to do. So just because you see a homeless person, doesn't mean that you have to go make out with them.
God, I hope not.
It's like, oh, I love you. I was taught on this thing to love everyone. No, loving everyone is just you expanding your being out so fully and just allowing that love to flow through you. Right? And the cool thing, too, is this gift of love, this gift of self-love even, isn't really even ours to give. It's actually the love of God, the love of the universe, the love of Source, actually flowing through us. So who are we to stop it? Who are we to hold it back? Like, who are we to limit it? Like, if it's not ours, then yes, flow fully through me and allow every part of me to feel it. Right? So it's this very easy state of being. Now, as you embody this more and more and give this love to yourself, you're going to find that this energy of including everything and giving this infinite love to every part of you will heal every part of separation until you live here all the time. So for me, that's self-love. It's allowing that embodiment of love to come through to every part of you, every part of everyone, every part of everything that you are, and allowing that gift of God to flow through you.
Whoa.
To every part of you.
That was just... I feel like I need a cigarette after that.
It's good. It's a different universe. It's a universe without any separation. It's like...
Totally. And I want to say something, too, because you said something that I hear a lot. And I think, like, there's a lot of programming and training out there that just is kind of wonky, that we have to protect our energy because there's other forces out there. We have to protect our energy against somebody else. And it's so backwards because, like, as we're protecting, we're in a fear state and we're completely in opposition of that space of love. Because when you're in that space of love, it's like there is nothing that can harm you. If energy comes in, you just transmute it in more of the energy that you are feeling and expressing that's running through you. Yeah. So there's no need to protect. I mean, I know a lot of healers and, people will even say that. It's like, oh, protect yourself from energy. And, it's there is no protection needed.
Exactly. But it can take people a while on their journey to get to that place. So if any of you guys have heard people say that, it's not that it's a bad thing. It's talking to the people that are still have separation inside of themselves and are still scared that there's something outside of themselves that's going to hurt them or get them, and all of that has to do with that lens of fear, that lens of separation. So when we take off the lens of fear and the lens of separation, you realize that it's just all love. And not only is it just all love, it all feels like love. Like the things that are even in your energy field all feel like love because you have no judgment about them. The judgment creates that colored experience. So say you've judged anger. Right? Anger's a really bad thing. I shouldn't be anger. Well, you know what? You're everything. We're everything. And when you bring anger into love, it doesn't feel like anger anymore. It changes its vibration to a very clear, absolute stance of love where nothing but love can exist. That's actually what anger is in love. It changes the whole vibration of it.
This is true. Love transmutes every other anger, every other energy. It's the highest vibration that exists in the universe.
Yes.
And it will transmute any other energy and vibration and frequency. It's dominant. So if you're vibrating in a strong sense of self-love, everything else is going to come up and resonate with it. And then manifesting wise, that's going to be your reality. The people, the situation, circumstance is going to resonate from that level.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the anger shifts from I'm separate and I need to defend myself against this and I need to fight against it, to like that energy expands so fully into love, it becomes an energy that says nothing else can exist in my presence but love. Like anger, everything transmutes into nothing else can exist in my presence except love. Every energy. It's like love is, all that I am, and all that flows through me, and all that's really real and true. So it just takes all that energy and brings it into that huge universe, that huge ocean of love. And that drop of water that felt so separate is now in an ocean, and it's all part of the whole. So it can't function or feel as something that's separate any longer.
Beautiful.
So as you're walking around the world with no defenses and no walls up because you're a part of everything, you're so supported by the energy of truth and love that nothing else feels like there is no outside of you, and there is no this other separate person, and there is no judgment about someone, or because they're all a part of you. It's like if they're inside of you, there's not enough separation to entertain the for and against, the separation, the defenses, the walls, and all of that. And it creates a whole different life, a whole different world. And how I see it is that every experience in our life, for me, the cancer, right, all of these different things that I've been through, they were all here to bring me into the state of love, because love is the only currency. It's the only thing that matters. It's like it's your soul's currency, right? So when a soul is growing and a heart is growing, then the soul actually is moving. Something's happening. If your soul isn't growing and your heart isn't growing into more love, nothing's happening. And everything in our life is just meant to expand us into more love. So the universe has always had just one mission, and that's just to completely return you to love.
Absolutely.
And when you know that, you begin interacting with everything differently too, because you embrace it with open arms, going, oh, cool, look at this potential disaster. It's here to return me to love. It's not a disaster. It's actually a gift that's trying to harmonize and bring into love and heal that disaster in me so that I can expand and know that everything's love. So it shifts your perspective on everything, and you begin embracing every experience and embracing everything that's going on in your life and letting it transform you.
Beautiful, Rika. Truly beautiful. I'm so grateful I had you on the show.
Oh my God!
Amazing. I love what I do. I love my friends. I love the fact that I get to do this so that I can connect with amazing souls like you. Oh, you're such a gift. Such a gift. And speaking of gift, not that you haven't already given everybody just a huge gift today, I know you have a gift that we're going to put a link underneath the video so that they can continue to have this expansion and to learn from you. So what is your gift, Rika?
You guys are going to love this. It's a Returning to Love ebook that you can download immediately. And it is awesome. Like, it will literally go, okay, let's have this conversation. And we start from A and we go to Z and you go, oh my God! I've got the keys to the kingdom! Woo! Totally incredible. You guys are going to love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's so generous. I so appreciate you being here, and that exercise that you took everybody through is just brilliant. Thank you.
And if you look at it too, we've got this, success, quantum success. It's like, how successful is our life without love? And is truly the only success in our life love? When you look at it from an energetic perspective and everything's energy, the only successes in our life are just that expansion of love. How much love will we let in? How much love will we let pour through us? How much will we let the world love us, our friends love us, our family love us? How much infinite love will we gift through us as we get out of the way and just allow God to love all of love, right? It's like all of that to me is that quantum success. It is what makes your life successful. And I know that all of us at the end of our life are going to know this without a doubt. Like, we are all going to know, oh my God, love is the only thing that mattered. So what if instead of getting to the end of our life and realizing that, or for me, for you, like getting cancer so you can realize that, what if we just got to realize it now? Like, what if that got to be a choice where we went, wait a second, love is the only thing that matters, right? how much love can I be? How much love can I express? How much love can I give to myself? Like, how much can I live in that truth of love in every moment of my life? And celebrate it. Celebrate that love and that gift that you are. And the gift of life. For me, love, life, and God are all the same thing.
Absolutely. Well said, sister. Yeah. So if you are experiencing any type of discontentment, any longing, any situation, circumstance that is really hard for you in your life right now, ask yourself that question. How is this situation working for me to return me to love? So thank you so much, Rika. And please leave us a comment. Let me know what you're taking away from today. I know there's so much. So thank you, and just have a really blessed week. And thank you, Rika, for being here.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Bye, everyone. So as always, the best discussions happen after the episode at christywhitman.com, where you can join my community, which I call my family. You'll receive free teleseminars, webinars, ebooks, videos, and much more just by being part of the community. Did you like this video? Then subscribe and share it with everybody you know. Check out these other related videos to help you get inspired and informed.